Hello everyone. So today's topic for discussion is delivery, and as we have already discussed in our previous lecture that delivery itself, when will be taught, it will be compromising of many areas like picking, packing, pricing, and so on. So what is delivery? So once the order has been created, it needs to be delivered. But what kinds of sales documents can be delivered? This is a big question. For example, can we deliver a quotation, or can we deliver a inquiry, or can we deliver a contract? We'll find all those answers. So delivery is created only for the orders, and the other sales document which we just asked, quotation, inquiry and contract, we will see in the going lecture. So order can be like so many types, like can be standard order, it can be written order, like scheduling and demand order. So all these kinds of order can be delivered. So now we'll come back to our question. Can we deliver quotation and inquiry? We have just removed contract in this list. Currently we'll only talk about quotation and inquiry. So in our previous chapters we have already discussed that there is a section known as pre-sales documents. In the sales document there is a section known as pre-sales document, and if you remember, quotation and inquiry belongs to pre-sales document. So always remember one thing, the delivery can never ever happen for pre-sales document. So we have got the answer that delivery cannot be created for quotation and delivery cannot be created for inquiry, because these two belongs to a category of pre-sales document, and as we just learned that for pre-sales document delivery cannot be created. How about contract? So always remember, for a contract, if a delivery needs to happen, then a release order has to be created for that contract. For a contract itself, delivery cannot happen. You got the point? So in nutshell, if I summarize this point, delivery cannot be created for inquiry, quotation and contract, and if at all for contract the delivery needs to happen, a release order has to be created. Now we can verify these points. So what I'll do is, I'll go to a maintain sales document type and I'll make you see to validate this point. So enter the transaction code V0V8. Oh, I'm sorry. It is VOV8. It is taking some time. All right. So we have open what this is known as. This area, this is known as title toolbar. So okay, I will open the sales document type as an OR. Okay, and I'll open this. So if we see under shipping tab, for the delivery type it is mentioned as LF. So we just saw for OR sales document type delivery is possible. Now we just learned that for quotation, inquiry and contract the delivery cannot happen, and we'll prove it right now itself. So I'll write IN, which is for inquiry, and I'll open the inquiry, and I'll go to shipping tab, and I see the delivery type is blank. Though we can make the changes in this standard format of a sales document type, but probably I will suggest you not to do that. And similarly, if I go to QT, which is for quotation, and I open it, then going to the shipping tab, I see the delivery type is blank again. Only for the order sales document type it was of type LF. Delivery type was of type LF. So with this point and with the evidences, we can conclude that delivery can only be possible for the orders, and delivery can never happen for inquiry, quotation, which are of like pre-sales document or contract itself. And if at all for contract delivery needs to be happen, then a release order has to be created for that contract. And how we checked this? Using the transaction code VOV8, which is for to maintain maintain document type, sales document type. So let's get back to delivery. So delivery can be done in two modes. First mode is direct delivery, and the other mode is batch delivery. So now you must be thinking, what is the difference between a batch delivery and a direct delivery? So first I'll talk about a little bit of direct delivery. So direct delivery is generally done with the manual effort, where a SAP consultant might be sitting in front of a system, will enter a transaction code for this direct delivery, and he might put or enter a manually delivery document type number. This is also known as an online delivery, which is done by a manual way. So the transaction code for direct delivery is VL01N. So you see, create outbound delivery with order reference. As we all know that delivery only happens for an order, so it will always ask for an order. And the shipping point, as there was a tick, we can see there's a tick which says it's a mandatory field for which the value must have been given. So the transaction code for direct delivery is VL01N, and for noise. So the other type of delivery is batch delivery, and the transaction code for batch delivery is VL04. /n VL04 VL04. Alright. So talking in terms of batch delivery, which is also known as delivery due list. So you might be thinking, like, when we already have a direct delivery where we as an SAP SD consultant can sit, we can give the transaction code VL01N, can enter the document number for which the delivery has to be created, we can do the delivery. What's the need of this batch process delivery, or how it is advantageous? So suppose in an organization where like 100 orders have been created in a day, and for all of those order or delivery needs to be happen, then can you imagine how much manual effort is required, and it could be so tedious. So in these kind of scenarios, batch delivery works. I mean, it is very helpful, because in batch delivery no one needs to be present in front of system and manually entering the sales order numbers for which the delivery needs to be happen. This is a automated process where a batch program has already been created using the transaction code SM36 or SM37, and hence using the transaction code VL04 for the big list of sales order can be used to create a delivery automatically. I mean, without any human intervention. I would like to explain this concept a little more with help of an example. So suppose on September 1st the order has been created, and for that order the schedule line, I mean by when it can be delivered, is 25th of September. In between there are 24 days. And suppose some other order has been created on 2nd of September, for which the schedule line, I mean the time on which the delivery can happen, is on 9th of September. So do you really think there will be someone who will be remembering all these dates, that for order which came on September 1, delivery needs to be happen on 25th, or the order which came on 2nd of September, the delivery needs to be happen on 9. This is something not possible at all. So in these type of cases, this batch process is used using the transaction code VL04, because it's an automated way, and generally it is done over the night, where the program has been run and delivery happens. So you see here in this VL04 transaction code, when we have like executed, the delivery creation date first is blank to, I mean from is blank to 29/01/2018. So it means till these date, till 29/01/08, all the deliveries needs to be processed. And for which orders? So those criteria you can filter out using the other fields, like first sales organization 1000, distribution channel 10, division 00, order range, for all those orders which lie in between these two ranges and have been scheduled till 29/01/18 needs to be delivered. Alright, so as we already know that delivery consists of, like I have told, we don't know would be not a good way to start a sentence. I've like told that delivery consists of picking, packing, PGI. Are these the only things in between? No, to be fair enough. There can be so many other things. There can be freight, there can be attaching the barcodes to the packed goods before it could be delivered. So we'll discuss picking first. And to be honest, packing is not important at all because generally that has been done by the vendors, for which we have warehouse management team. We generally take care of packing, so we don't need to be much worry about that. So I'll show you something. Let's go to main screen. Uh-oh. I'll go to Logistic Execution. I'll go to Shipping, Logistic Execution. In our edit project view of SPRO, we go to Shipping, we go to Delivery, and then we see Define Item Category for Deliveries. How it is important to our topic. We'll just come to see. I might have selected the wrong field. I selected item category determination for deliveries. We need to select define item category for deliveries. So it might appear a bit confusing at this phase of time, but remember that there can be like many different types of item categories. There can be TAP, TAN, TAP, TAN, TAQ. So I'll open TAP first. I see there's a field under warehouse control and packing relevant for picking. And if I go to TAQ, the same field under the same tab warehouse control and packing, which is relevant for picking, is not ticked. How does it make difference? It makes difference a lot. I'll explain this with a help of an example. Suppose an order has been placed to the till for a computer, for a PC. So the PC consists of two materials, suppose monitor, CPU. So the PC, which is a parent material, which is having a line item 10, and this monitor and CPU are reflecting to that. So for the PC, delivery item category will be tab because it's a virtual entity. It cannot be delivered. The the deliverables which are getting delivered are monitor and CPU. So it will be TAP, and the PC, which is virtual, which is getting delivered but not in a physical way, will be TAQ. TAQ. So this TAN, TAP, TAQ, which are known as delivery item category, will help you to determine whether it can be delivered or not. Alright, so let's gather some information about picking. So assume that there's a house which has two rooms in between. I mean, the first room in the front of that house, and at the backyard it's a whole hall kind of space where the goods are being stored, like maintained, kept in a serial way. And in the front first room of that house, the packing is done, the freight is done, the dispatch is done. So this area where this activity takes place in a warehouse is known as staging area. It is known as staging area. So picking, if you really think about what is happening, the material which is stored in a warehouse is being made ready to be dispatched. It can be different for different materials. For example, if the material is too small, like a hand pick or something, then a manual picking from the warehouse can be done by an individual. And if the material is in bulk, iron or something like that, then probably you might need to have a big kind of machines to pick that. So picking of a material in a warehouse already depends upon the nature of material. It can be different for different types of material. So once the picking is done and the delivery is done, what will gonna happen, you might be thinking of. So there comes PGI into the role, which is known as post good issue. To be more specific, posting into the account for the issues of goods. And if the inventory is getting added up with the material for a return delivery where the material is coming back to the warehouse, then in that condition, to reflect those entries into the account, we do PGR, which is known as post good return. I'll help you with the T code MMBE. MMBE. Using this T code, we can see the inventory status. Okay, I'll show you. I'll go with MMBE. I'll hit enter. So suppose I want to check the inventory status of material M-01. I'll execute it. So after the post good issue for this specific material or post good return for this specific material has been done, what is the current status of this stock in an inventory company code view, or in a plant, in a storage location, can be accessed. So that was all about the topic delivery, in which we have also touched picking. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lecture. Thank you.